Miller Lite.
Miller Lite tastes fire? Bro, there is no beer that tastes fire. You're a fucking liar.
Fuck, dude. Compared to dude, honestly, this beer doesn't taste bad.
I don't like beer. I never got into beer. I don't think I ever will. I can't stand.
You're a fucking.
I'd rather drink liquor, to be honest.
I'd rather drink vodka, dude. Yeah, liquor.
Vodka has tasteless. I don't really like vodka either. Nothing like a
Man,
good shot of fucking
you're
tequila,
just a
dude.
pussy, dude. Just say it.
Nothing like some fucking tequila, some fucking scotch, dude.
Nah,
Some
tequila's whack,
bourbon, dude.
dude.
No, tequila will make people
Tequila's
angry for
whack.
no reason. I mean, if you have the wrong kind of tequila, sure. If you're trying to get fucked up fast, you drink tequila.
Tell me one tequila that you like.
Jose Cuervo.
Cuervo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was about to say Cuervo is one of the few.
Yeah. What is
I
it,
don't
Don
know.
Julio too?
Don Julio. I think I tried Don Julio once and I didn't like it.
No. I mean, though, there's different ones, right?
Yeah, there's a handful.
Those
Oh,
are-
speaking of which, I have white rum. I have Bacardi,
Why? Why though?
because I just have some because when was it 2 months ago? I think we made piña coladas. Well, I made them actually. I was the one making them.
Mm-hmm.
I was the bartender. I was making piña coladas.
Yeah, look at you, multi-talented and shit.
Always.
Well,
I
we
always I
are.
always strive to have different skill sets.
That's fair. I
Yeah,
mean, that's good though, right?
just in case.
Ideally,
Not
that.
yes and no, and here's why. No, because it could be really it could be really overwhelming to the point where you become undecisive. So
Mm,
like for example, there was quite a while for me where I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do because I was like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and I can do this, and I can do that too. But I like this one better. But this one, like it goes back and forth. But I kind of had to learn to deal with that, and I had to ask myself, what is it that I truly like to do? And because I thought about making music, and I was like, yeah, I love making music, but it's probably something I wouldn't really like to do because first of all, I'm not that good at it yet. It takes practice. Maybe once I do get good at it, then maybe. But I'm, like I said, it's not really my passion. I guess you can say that.
yeah.
And so other than that, I was like, oh, but I mean, I'm good at singing too. But is it my passion? No, not really. I love singing. It's a good way to like, I guess you could say cope. Um, but also I was like, oh, I can do graphic designing, but it's not really my passion because I like it. I can express myself however the fuck I want through graphic designing, but it's just something I wouldn't like to do as a career because nowadays being a graphic designer it falls like within that competitive atmosphere.
Well, you could also just do it
And
as a hobby, like you're doing right now.
I mean, don't get me, yeah, I do it as a hobby. Don't get me wrong. I actually do make designs like here and there just as a hobby. Just I mean, the same goes for music. I make music as a hobby. It's not a career, but it could be a potential career. Um, but
Well, I
yeah,
mean, like for example, like you can use people like TMG, but they make music, and it's just mainly for hobby because they like
of
it, they
course.
have fun, they make a little bit of money on the side, but it's not like their main shindig. You know what I mean?
It's not their main hustle. It's more like a side hustle.
Yeah, and that's
Not,
perfectly fine. I mean,
well, side
ideally, I
gig.
would ideally I would like to do something like that too, right? Like I'd like to learn how to edit properly. I'd like to or I'd like to get better at graphic design. I'd like to get good at programming. I think it's good to be put yourself in a position where you're a jack of all trades, as long as you have a main focus on something that you want to achieve. I
Of
don't think
course.
it's necessarily good to just settle. That's I think you should always strive to learn something new. I think
Oh yeah, I
that's
always do that,
good.
dude. Always.
And like it doesn't necessarily have to be something just like in the books. Like even if you're like traveling, like seeing new cities, all that kind of stuff. I think that counts as learning too, because you're like You're
You,
learning something about the place or whatever. You know,
yeah. I mean, you're you're familiarizing yourself with
environments.
new environments. And I guess you can say your geography gets better, which it does actually.
And I mean, even if like your passion is like video games, like not if it's video games is something you want to do, then make sure that you're growing in aspects that will help you make that a viable career. Like if you want to be like a comedian, like a well, not a comedian, and that maybe that's not the right word, but like a comedy YouTuber where you're like playing video games and being funny, trying to find out what personality works for
Dude,
you
I
while
could
you're
never do
recording,
that, honestly.
and that's fine. You shouldn't have to,
Oh no, for
but
sure. I mean, I never really went for that kind of aspect. Whenever I was in my prime time, I guess my peak like interest when my interest was peaked for creating content, I was like, "Oh, bro, like I could do like gameplay." This was like back then though. This was like in 2012, 2013, 2014, like 2015-ish maybe. But mostly I want to say 2012, 2013 where gameplays were at their I want to say that gameplays were at their best by then.
mhm.
Um and I wanted to do like commentaries. I wanted to do like like do some like H2O delirious type of shit or like dashy games, dude. I cuz for me, whenever I first watched like Dashy Games, for example, I first started watching him when he was barely in his like couple of like 10,000s or whatever. Like he was like 10K, and his gameplays were always like funny. I always thought of making those kind of gameplays where he just like not really like be loud because he is loud, but I
Mhm.
mean it fits him perfectly. Like it's his style. It's something that he does really good. So part to him. Um, but in the aspect I wanted to do shit like him in the aspect of like skits and just commentaries because he like his content. I want to say it's still gold. I haven't watched him in quite a while, but his like that kind of shit, you know, I thought about it, but I don't think it's for me. I don't like when it comes to comedy. I'm not really that funny. you know, Humor is subjective,
Yeah.
and my sense of humor it's not the best, honestly. And even if it was like a really good taste of like sense of humor, I just do not know how to crack jokes. I don't know how to break that ice and crack a joke or whatever. I've always been like this serious but like nice type of person. Like, oh, what's up, blah blah blah, and isn't this like kind of like humble? I guess you can say, not really, but
Well,
yeah,
I think, I mean, obviously, with becoming a successful YouTuber, I do think that being lucky does play a really big part in it. But
it
I
does.
think you should also always be striving to improve what you already have and find out what works best for you. Because not every style is good for everybody. Like,
Yeah, for real.
take Noel Miller again. Going back to TMG, Noel Miller is has a very funny kind of like almost like stand up kind of
Yeah, he
personality.
has he has that Don. He has that fucking, that groove.
And while someone like anybody from the Banos crew, you know, like even though they're haha I'm having fun with my friends, haha this is funny, even though they have that kind of personality, I don't think they could do what Noel
They
does
could
and
do
vice
stand up.
versa.
Yeah.
Cuz it's like first of all, doing stand up is a talent that you have to polish and that comes with practice.
Not only that, but I
And
think you need to have the charisma too.
I mean,
Obviously.
I think anybody can I really do believe that anybody can get into stand up as long as you're willing to learn.
I mean,
You
yeah,
have to
but
understand that if people don't laugh, it's because you're doing something wrong.
wrong. But don't
And
you
you
think that charisma plays like a huge role of that too? Like
the
if you're
thing
not
is,
very charismatic, then
I also think you can develop charisma,
of course
but
everybody can.
the thing is like so people are so into themselves that they don't realize the things that they do wrong. when it comes to like being in a social context. Like take the people that are like creepy, for example. They don't realize that a lot of the times people like see them in a negative light because they don't have the right social cues.
Yeah,
They
they
do
just don't know
things
how
that
to
come off as
socialize.
creepy, you
Yeah.
know. In their mind, they're trying so hard, thinking on what to say next, that they don't realize that their body language is kind of like awkward, and it scares
Hmm.
people. It's kind of like, and I think it comes down to like, you know, like if you try to talk with a robot, it's kind of like weird, especially like one that has like AI, because you know it's a robot and it acts like a robot.
So like the Echo Dot, whenever you say, "Oh Alexa," and this, blah blah blah.
Because yeah, like it's like
Yeah.
because it's running off of a program, right? That somebody else developed and it doesn't have a mind of its own. So I feel like a lot of
Hmm.
people that try. So first of all, when if you're antisocial and you start to learn, you're gonna fucking suck no matter what. You know, just like when you pick up anything, it sucks and it's hard and you're gonna be fucking weird and people are
I
gonna.
mean, of course, that's for every skill. Like,
But you get better
I,
with practice. You know, you just
yeah,
have to put yourself
most
in the
definitely,
situation so you get better. That being
most
said,
definitely.
you won't grow if you don't learn to like not act like a robot. Like if you watch videos and you say you're supposed to say this when other people say this, and you're like, "Hey, nice to meet you. My name is," and then they start seeing like it feels like scripted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they're only following a script but not focusing on their body language, and I think that kind of just like fucks them over.
it's just bizarre.
But that being said, we've been live for a little bit, so I feel like I should say the greeting. Hey guys, thank you again for tuning into the Anything Goes podcast. My name is Pablo, aka Subtly Artistic. I'm joined by my good friend and co-host Alex, aka Verexto.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Bienvenidos. Welcome, welcome. How's it going, guys?
But I mean, it that's just like a completely like psychological thing. I have really nothing like. I mean, in my head, I think about it, and I'm like, well, this makes sense, right? But I really don't know about it. I don't have a psychology degree or anything like that, you know. And I could say like, oh, the mind is like a puzzle, but sometimes the mind doesn't even function in that sense.
The
And every
human, the human brain is so fucking complicated, dude. Each person is different. I mean, yeah, I guess you can say maybe yes, like by default, the brain we all might have the same brain in terms of like the structure, but when it comes down to like it's like complexity, it's just very complex um aspects like consciousness and like free will, that kind of shit's it's just really hard to explain, right? And it just I don't know. That's it, I don't know, dude. Whenever I think about that kind of stuff, it leaves me like with my mouth like open and I'm just like in awe because like there's really no like hands down answer for like anything when it has to do with like people's way of thinking because everybody
yeah,
thinks differently. Everybody thinks well, I already mentioned that people think differently. What I meant to say is that they act differently. There you go. People think and act differently, and it's not just one like set definition
yeah,
for everybody because as a whole, that's kind of impossible.
yeah,
I mean, it's just very complicated, you know. You can't really hands down like define complex shit like that.
yeah. No, that's way above our pay grade, to be honest.
No, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know jack shit about psychology. I mean, I know like very,
Limited.
very basic shit because I would talk. Okay, so there was this one chick, and she's a psychology major. Her and I would talk.
Is she
I
bad
would
though?
tell her I don't know about that,
Just kidding.
but but she would ask me about the shit I would do because I'm a math major, and she would be like, "Oh, how can you do that? And what do you do exactly?" And I'm like, I would tell her like what was up, and then she would, um, vice versa. I would ask her like what's the shit you go over, and like how can you do that? Like what is it that interested you about the human brain? Like just the way how people think and shit like that. She came up with like some interesting stuff, and part of that answer was the thing that we were just talking about. Like, there's no hands down, like, like in your face answer for everything because that's just not how it works. Everybody just thinks differently. Everybody has different effects. You know, us as human beings, we're just very fucking complicated, complex, carbon based beings.
Yeah.
So kind of like what I said earlier, like humor, it's
Hmm.
subjective. Everybody's different. Everybody thinks of humor differently. Um, it's yeah.
I mean,
I just
when it comes to humor, I think that that's one of those things that as time keeps moving forward, it gets harder and harder because you can't really say anybody anything without offending people. And while I do think that some words are vile, I think that censorship kind of like gives those words more power.
more power.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what
the
I've been
thing
saying too.
that's why I like it when like comedians are able to make fun of everything but without, like, how do I explain it? Like, without giving like too
Offending.
much power. Yeah, well, people are gonna get offended anyways. It doesn't matter what you do. People are always gonna get offended. But I
Making
feel
the
like,
jokes, but while not
well,
empowering,
yeah, like
people who
the
get triggered,
racist,
or yeah,
or
racist too. Because
in
it
that
goes both
aspect.
ways, bro. Honestly,
Yeah. So like people like Dave Chappelle. I think Dave Chappelle does a really good job at doing that kind of stuff. He had okay, so um he does do a lot of jokes about people that are transsexual. And although I do feel like I think it's like 50-50. Like there is like a 50 or 60% of people that consider his jokes in that group to be funny because he realized that he's not doing it out of ill intent, but because he wants to make everybody laugh. He's not attacking a specific group or being racist. And then there's the other group of people that they don't care, they're just offended. You shouldn't ever talk about this.
I mean, people are party poopers. Honestly, people will always ruin shit for you. I mean, that's just
Well,
my opinion, right?
and I mean the thing is like it's not that I don't understand where they're coming from. However, it's not like this is something that's done out of ill intent, like I said.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really can't understand because I mean, obviously you and I are both Mexican, but I've never been really triggered
Yes, sir.
whenever anybody cracks like a beaner joke or anything like that. I'll call people
Bro,
out
you
for
can't
being
say that, bro.
racist. I'll call people out for being racist. Like I'm like, yo, that's kind of racist, dude. And if they choose to keep doing it, I just don't associate with that kind of people anymore.
Okay, so
But
now
it's like,
if you're gonna mention racist jokes, I can call out a lot of people, right? But anyways, I
well,
don't.
that's what I mean is like, I don't take offense to when people
Me neither. Honestly, I don't give
because
a fuck.
and it's more than I'm like I'm already dealing with so much stuff. Why would I throw a pile onto it myself? People are gonna be mean spirited no matter what I do, and I can't
Oh
really
yeah,
change the way that people act. All I can do is change the way I see things or
of
change the way I
course.
react to things.
Yeah. So okay, so here's the thing. Now that we're talking about like racist jokes, basically, um, personally, I find racist jokes fucking hysterical, hilarious. One, because I know it's gonna offend somebody, right? And don't get me wrong, dude, but I'm the type of person where if I offend somebody, no, okay, no, let me rephrase this. I'm the type of guy where if I know something is gonna offend somebody else, and I know that that thing what I'm doing is not really harmful, I'm still gonna do it, and I'm gonna get even more delighted when if I get to achieve that person being fucking offended, right? So this other than that, um, racist jokes are they're just jokes, right? But I mean, there is a limit. Of course, there's a limit to everything, and I find it evident whenever somebody uses like racist jokes as a coping mechanism for actually being fucking racist. Um,
Well, it's not that they're using it
But
as a
one,
coping mechanism; they're just masking their racism.
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it gets to that point, that's where I call out people. Hey, man, like, I know that shit wasn't a joke. Like, I could most fucking definitely tell that was not a joke.
Well, and I think
And I'm a sucker for racist jokes, honestly.
a lot
I'm a
of the
sucker for any
time,
kind of joke.
a lot of the time, I feel like where you're considering racist jokes would more than anything qualify as playing stereotypes, because a lot of
Yeah.
stereotypes are unrealistic, and if you see them through what's that expression? If you see them overall, like without like being biased or anything like that, there is humor to be found in them. And stereotypes, especially when they're jokes that are made out of stereotypes, I don't necessarily think that they have an ill intent. Now, when you start going around saying the N word this, N word that,
Okay,
that's
that's
like
just stupid.
they're
Though.
very much crossing the line.
That's just
However,
stupid, yeah.
I do think that there's some times where comedians that, are, for example, a comedian that is black, can retell a story where he's referred to in such a way and give it that extra touch to be funny. Now, when you do that, I feel like people could feel like they're enabling that kind of people, but I also
The
think
irony
it could.
behind that.
I also think that it's possible to see that as like a way of getting it out there and kind of being like, you know what, dude, this shit sucks, but it's not that big of a deal. You know, there's people fucking dying. You know, not to say that, you know,
It
the
escalated
plight.
quickly, bro. Holy
Not
shit.
yeah, not to say that the plight of people are fucking of any race is like not like meaningful, because it is. You know, people, a lot of different races have gone through a lot of shit. Just talking our people that they were enslaved by the Spaniards. You know, almost every race I feel like has had a plight in one way or another. And I'm not to
Of
say that I'm
course.
to diminish that, but basically what I'm trying to say is there's no ill intent behind a joke, and you know there's no ill intent behind a joke, don't make a big deal out of it. You know, just have a
That's what
good
I'm
time,
saying.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, life is fucking hard as it is. It really is, dude. There's rich people, millionaires, billionaires that are fucking miserable. You know, there's fucking poor people that are fucking miserable. Almost all of us are struggling in the same way. And sure, some of us have things that help us keep it together more often than not, but
Of course.
you know, I'm sure that we're all in this together. We're all on the same fucking planet. I don't see the reason for there to be hatred, but you know, there is. I mean, obviously call it out when
Sadly.
you see it, but you know, there's only so much you can do to change. Even if you change one person, there's millions and millions of people. All you can really do is change the way you view things while not forgetting what's going on. Because I think it's important to see it that way, because otherwise you're just being delusional.
Very,
That being
very
said,
delusional.
did you see about that guy that got that swastika tattooed on his testicles?
No, I did not.
Okay.
And
So,
how did people even figure this shit out? Did the
you
tattoo
know,
like
just as
artists?
very much someone that would do this, can't you like imagine said person showing it off to his friends? So,
He was showing off his balls to his friends.
yes. So I'm sharing it to you so you can
Man, this
see.
man's
This was
ballsy
in
as fuck.
Austria, and breached Austria's Nazi glorification law. So the article says soldier with a swastika tattooed on his testicle is jailed for 19 months for breaching Austria's Nazi glorification laws. He downed whiskey before His brother tattooed the band symbol on his scrotum. 29-year-old posted pictures of tattoo online and showed it off to his army comrades. So obviously, the kind of person that'd be willing to do this kind of thing is the kind of person that went ahead and showed it off to his friends. So he was sentenced to 19 months in a prison for glorification of Nazism and illegal firearm possessions at the court of the city of Klagenfurt. So he wasn't just for that, but it was part of the reason.
Man, that's
And
just fucking
I just,
man.
it's
This
just
ballsy as fuck, bro. For
for
real.
real, right? It's just
Quite literally.
what kind of like baffles me is like, first of all, why on the testicles? As a man, it's like very uncomfortable. Like, dude, the other day, my brother was reaching for something, and like when he was like doing movements, like my brain interpreted as him flicking towards my balls, and reactively, I like covered my balls, and he wasn't even doing anything near me, and that's just
Fuck.
like that's just someone making a movement. I don't understand how people could just go through the pain of getting something tattooed on their balls.
Like on their
Just,
balls, bro.
just
Like
like
balls
it's
are
just
sensitive as fuck.
like even your
Imagine,
pain,
imagine getting like just imagine getting like fucking pierced because that shit just goes. It goes. And
dude.
you
Even
know,
your peen, dude. Like you ever
yeah,
been flicked on the top of your peen?
I think I have once.
Dude,
Yeah.
that it doesn't hurt as much, but it does hurt. It like takes the wind out of you. So
Yeah.
I don't understand how someone just willingly just went and did it. And then on top of that, having like the mentality in your brain that you're thinking, yo, I'm gonna go to work and show this off.
Show
Everybody
this
needs to
off to
see
my
my balls
buddies,
now.
dude.
Everybody needs to see my balls now. It's just
Dude,
that's like putting extra on top of it, which it doesn't make any sense.
on some real shit, man. If he didn't show his fucking buddies, I think he would have gotten away with that whole
He's like, yo,
tattoo.
check this out.
Unless the fucking tattoo artist
Dox him.
snitched on him.
Yeah, he got
I don't
doxed by
necessarily
his
dox some shit, but just
Yo,
fucking say, hey man, this guy fucking
you know Pietrov, he
tattooed
lives
his
on
balls.
3344 Russian Lane. I don't know.
Russian Lane, dude.
Russian
Comrade, dude. He's in Austria.
Shield Croat. I don't know.
Austria Lane.
Austria Lane. Let's go. Dude, fucking Austria has two streets, and it's Austria Street and Austria Lane. Confirmed. You guys heard it here first.
Hello, pug. Isn't Austria small as fuck, dude? No, I'm joking. What should we call it? Isn't Austria basically like German? Because I'm pretty sure they Okay, I'm saying this because I know. Okay, so I used to watch fucking Face Blaze or Blaze. Sorry, he changed his name to Blaze from Blaziken, and he's Austrian, and I think he speaks German, but the German from Austria is different from actual German, like Germany's German.
Oh, they do speak
Um,
German.
Um,
Wait. So they speak a dialect of German.
yeah, it's a dialect of German.
except
Yeah,
so yeah, they do speak a dialect of German
yeah,
in
Austrian
Austria,
German. That's what it's
except in
called.
the West where they speak Bavarian.
Barbarian.
Bavarian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, but
That's
they
sick
do
as
speak.
fuck.
They do speak. Dude, why do Russians sound so mad? Like
Whenever they speak it,
they could be saying the most soft, like hearted shit. Like
like, hey, I
they're
love
being
you and
fucking
shit.
pure, and it sounds like I'm gonna kill your family. You
Hey
know?
man, that's racist as fucking concealed kind of shit. No, I'm joking. No, I know what you mean, dude. It's they're I guess the way they speak, it sounds aggressive. Like even when they say yes, like da, it sounds like kind
Nah,
of
dude, it
da. It
sounds kind of
sounds
condescending, even. You know,
yeah,
like duh. You know,
yeah. It just sounds like oh shit, my bad, bro. Like
sorry.
I didn't mean to offend you, dude. My bad. Speaking of languages, dude, I really want to learn Russian.
Why
Like
why Russian though?
these are the languages I want to learn: Mandarin, like traditional Chinese. I want to
Oh, so you can
learn
apologize to
Russian.
China when you make a mistake?
Yeah, dude. I want to learn Russian, German, or I think it's a
Jam
Deutsch or
and
something like
Deutsch.
that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I apologize to all people
dude,
who speak
it is.
German.
I'm pretty sure it's called Deutschland, and that's what
Deutsch.
they.
No, it's called Deutschland, but I don't know if Deutsch is pronounced like that. How I'm
If it's
pronouncing
a
it.
proper pronunciation.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
that's I'm like,
another
oh, I don't know.
language that seems very aggressive.
That reminded me of Swagger Soul's clip when he fucking switched from Spanish to fucking German and fucking I think that was it, but it sounds super fucking aggressive.
Who
Um
Megalo?
Swagger Souls?
Who's that?
You know what Swagger Souls? I mean, honestly, I only know the guy because of Cold Ones, right? I, and also because of that clip. But the thing is, I did not know that clip came from Swagger Souls.
Oh,
Um,
Swagger Souls. Okay, I know of Swagger Souls. I haven't seen his
yeah.
content. Isn't he like a Dark Souls streamer?
I'm not too sure, but I want to say he is because of that helmet he wears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's where I fucking found the clip. I went from Cold Ones and then I stumbled upon that clip. They were playing CS:GO. But anyways, I digress. Like I was saying, I want to learn Mandarin, Russian, German, and potentially did I say French?
No, you
No,
haven't.
right? French and probably Italian. But the thing about Italian, it's kind of similar to Spanish.
Yeah, so that one should be not too hard.
But like for like
Yo, I
bellissimo,
hate to be that guy. So yeah, it's like
it's
bellissimo. It's the same.
bellissimo. Yeah,
Bellissimo. Yo, I'm gonna go
yeah.
pee real quick.
Oh, I gotta go use the restroom.
Yeah, keep the people entertained. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fair, bro. Yeah, just leave me with all the work. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. So, people, how's everybody's day, evening, morning going? I hope everybody's having a really good time right now. I know now I am, but I wasn't having a good time earlier because I just finished my finals for my discrete math class. And although it was somewhat fun and, it was kind of facile, but the thing is, that shit was long as fuck. So, not only that, but it takes long to complete assignments, or at least for that class, it took me long to complete assignments because we used LaTeX, which is it a language? Yeah, I want to say it's a coding language. Is LaTeX a coding or programming language? Hold on. So it is a computer programming language. Um. So, anyways, like I was saying, for every assignment we had to do problem sets, or each week, sorry. And whenever we had exams, we would similarly do um those problem sets, which would which would be um using LaTeX to write down everything and then export that into PDF. And there will be 8 questions, right? Or 6, but each question will be split into different ones. So like, oh, question 6 is split by parts as 6A, 6B, 6C, and 6D, and so on. And a lot of these problems can take long to answer, and it's really not the difficulty. It's more like how like the process. The process can be really long, and it could be even longer because of that LaTeX language they need to use to export that PDF. And that's basically why earlier today I didn't have a good time. But now I am. Now I'm straight chilling. I'm straight vibing with my
Were
buddy
you boring
Pablo.
everybody?
So how's
I
that
don't
the
know. I don't
brewski,
know
bro?
what. I
You
don't
got
know.
the number
Yeah, I
2?
got the second one. I don't know what you're talking about, but I just imagine like someone that's like a professional, whatever you're talking about, being like, actually, that's not really how you do it. You completely skip like 3 steps.
There's always like those kinds of guys, dude. I mean, even myself, I'm like
You're
I'm
like,
that kind of guy
actually,
sometimes.
if you think
Like
about it,
I will do this shit to my yeah, I will do that shit to my sister, dude. And to add a little bit of saltiness, I will do that boy. So like whenever she would there was this one example, right? We were I forget where we were going, but we're in the middle of the fucking road. We're just driving back home because we went to a trip.
right?
Out for a trip, sorry. And I think we were talking about what were we talking about? Fuck. But dude, I need to remember what the fuck exactly it was. But I know that the technicality behind it, like I knew it. So I knowing how I am, I had the fucking audacity to be like, well, actually, but instead of talking normally and to be somebody with such fucking grandiloquence, I would be like, oh, actually, that's not correct. The way you do that, it's this and this and this and blah 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 blah. Like I would talk like that, and she would get so fucking pissed at me. And honestly, I understand that now because I stumbled upon that kind of situation myself too, where I was talking about something just basic shit, dude. Um, because like I was talking to people who were not familiar with the topic, so I was just giving them the superficial information about it. And then always just one fucking moron, this one guy, that wants to seem like a smart ass, like, oh, actually, no, the way it is and this and that. And I'm like, bro, go fuck yourself. And
Respectfully, hey, respect. What do they
yeah,
say? They always say
like
respectfully. Like that just changes
no
entirely. Like
no
that's supposed to change
disrespect,
it.
bro. No disrespect, bro, but go fuck yourself. So I've
No
had that kind of
disrespect says something
situation.
that it's entirely disrespectful.
For real, dude. Like, oh, not disrespected, but go fuck yourself. Kindly.
Kindly go fuck
Can
yourself.
you kindly go fuck yourself? Oh yeah, I would gladly do that.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I
dude, thank you,
apologies.
thank you. Now that you've brought this up to me, things just click in my head. You've actually made me become a better person, being so polite. You've entirely changed my frame of reference, and I think
I
I'll
I
grow
just
as a
want to say I thank
person.
you so much.
I don't think I would have been able to come this far without you. You really outdone yourself this time, man.
Fucking does some prolonged speech just to fucking say thank you, dude. Like, oh, I just want to say thank you so much, bro. Like, you've made me, like you said, you've made me a better person,
You've
dude.
helped me become the man I am today.
Sheesh. If
have
it wasn't
you
for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
have you ever like someone is like knowledgeable in what you're talking about, and you know that you're not the most well versed, and you know that what you're about to say is entirely wrong, but you fuck with them and you say it so confidently, like just to, like kind of annoy them. Have you ever done
Just
that?
yeah. Okay, yes, I've had that shit before. Uh yeah, this was in high school too. It was during I think this was during biology or was it chemistry? I forgot what it was. But no, yeah, it was biology. Now that I think about it, yeah, it was biology. We were in different groups. Well, assigned we were assigned in different groups. And oftentimes those groups would be composed out of people who don't normally talk. But even
Right.
then, back then, I didn't give a fuck. I would talk to anybody, right? So I was just talking to like because it was groups of fours. I was just talking to these other two people, and I was like fucking with this fourth person, basically saying like,
Wait. So
"Oh
while the
no,
other two
dude."
people were working, you and the fourth person were
No, 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 no.
fucking.
Sorry. I was talking to these other two people. The fourth guy was by
The
himself,
fourth guy's
straight
the one you were
chilling.
fucking. Gotcha.
The other two, and then the fourth person was just there listening, right? That person was beyond like that person was far more knowledgeable than I was when it comes down to biology.
right.
Um, and I was just, they would ask me like, oh, like, so what does this do? And like, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I think it was it during? I think we were going over like soul division by then, and the chapter we were on, I think we're talking about like the difference between meiosis and mitosis, and purposely, I mixed both of them. I'm like, okay, this was an exception, right? But even though I knew the difference and I switched them up, I somehow managed to fuck myself over and like fuck the information even more. And the other guy was just like, okay, dude, like what the fuck are you talking about? Like he actually like
And then
broke out.
and then you try to make them feel like they're crazy, right? You gaslight them. Is that what
Yes,
you
and
do?
I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Did you not read the shit last night, dude? It was in the textbook, dude. You're fucking tripping balls. And dude, it came down to the point where the guy was fucking mauling, dude.
Like,
Like I was losing hair when as he was fucking trying to explain everything, dude. And I
wait,
was like, fuck. I was
did
just
you did you
it
ever
was a
have you seen
meme.
The
It's a
Office?
joke. Huh?
Have you ever seen The Office?
No, I don't really fuck with it.
Okay, okay. So there's a
It's only a
character.
game. Why you
The
have to
one
be
of the
so
main
mad?
characters is I think his name is Dwight. Yeah, Dwight.
Dwight?
Dwight. Yeah, is it Dwight?
Isn't it the guy with the glasses?
Yeah, there you go. The guy with the glasses, Dwight. Uh, he's like super like uptight and shit. I don't know. He feels like a robot sometimes, but it's funny. And like I guess they found like a joint,
A
and like
joint?
a joint at the shops at the fucking office, and he's trying to figure out whose it is. So he asked the first lady. She was like, "Do you know what this is?" He's like, "Oh, it's marijuana." He's like, "Oh, so you do know what it is?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's on the picture. It's written on the picture." And then he asked the second guy, what's his name, Creed, the guy who's like obviously like a drug dealer. He's like, "Do you know what this is?" He's like, "Oh, it's Northern Light Cannabis Indica." And
Holy shit.
he's like, "No, it's marijuana." And then he asks like Jim, which I guess you could describe Jim and Dwight's relationship as like rivals, but also friends. He's like, uh, fuck. Let me pull up the fucking clip. Actually, it's better if I show it to
Isn't
you.
that considered as a fiend?
Hmm?
A fiend? How the fuck you pronounce that? Like it's the friend without the R.
Let me see. Let me look it up because
Oh, never mind.
I'm
It's
not
totally
doing
different.
the
A
scene
person who's excessively fond
justice.
or addicted to something. Yeah,
I
never
just hope that it doesn't get fucking
mind, guys. Sorry, I don't know English. Apparently.
copyrighted. If anything, if this gets copyrighted, guys, you'll probably like see like an empty screen or some shit like that. Where is it?
We're gonna put a clip of Pablo twerking. It's easy to fuck with people's heads, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you know how fucking people think and what they want to hear. It's super fucking
I
easy.
mean, it's just like you can sometimes you can convince people that they're in a dream. You know what I mean? If you push it too far. I
Forcing
definitely think
CD.
that's something. Yeah, for real. Um,
He's
so
dreaming, bro.
I was taking one for a team and being a team player, as you will, the other day, and I hopped on TikTok trying to look for some things, some videos for us to watch together, and I found
Oh
this
yeah.
one that is a absolute dude.
Treasure?
I
Oh
This
no,
is
I saw that one.
fucking creepy, dude.
Okay, first of all, before you play this, I just want to say this is why I prefer no makeup over makeup. I know girls are gonna be like, "Oh, whatever, makeup is good and it's fine." This is exactly why.
I
I prefer natural beauty over anything, honestly. Like I don't know, dude. Because like with makeup, you can literally make yourself look entirely different, as we're gonna see right now.
Cause like for
It's
example
fucking
with me,
crazy.
right?
Yeah,
My girlfriend, she wears makeup, but you can tell it's her without makeup. It's not like if we sleep next to each other one night and she takes up her makeup before we wake up, it's not like I'm gonna wake up to a different person. You know, and
yeah, bro.
I tell her all the time, even though she thinks I'm just fucking saying it to make her feel better, but I truly do feel like she looks beautiful without makeup, and does she
Every
doesn't
girl,
really need
well,
it.
the
Um,
majority of girls do at least. Sorry,
that being said, I want you
I
guys
don't
to
want to be a
take a
dick,
look at
but
this. How do I zoom in?
I don't know, dude. Is it? It's the same thing as Photoshop. Control and then plus.
So it's muted because we don't want to get
Yeah,
copyrighted.
copyright. Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me twice, dude. That shit was a fucking hassle.
Oh, it really was.
Especially
Dude,
because it
so
takes so long
she's
to
wearing a
export.
wig to begin with. She's already wearing a wig.
I'm just glad that my girlfriend does not use makeup, dude.
Dude, she's wearing like fake teeth too, no?
Yeah. That's just kind of creepy, bro. That's super fucking bizarre. It's
Oh, I could have played it
uh
fucking big this whole time. I feel fucking dumb. Jesus Christ.
it's okay,
I
Pablo.
don't use this on fucking PC to be fair. Dude,
Bro,
okay,
if
so
you have it on your
I
phone, dude.
yeah, unfortunately. I don't have an account
So
though. I really don't. But
so is the Chinese government leeching from your information, dude?
yes, dude. They're
That's
actually
unlucky.
selling the information that I have about you. It's going on the
To
black
what? To
market.
Tencent?
Tencent, dude, for real. So
Sheesh.
I'm not entirely against the idea of makeup because it does help accentuate a lot of the pros that girls have.
But
Like if one of their strengths is like their eyes, it'll draw you to their eyes. But I also think that when it comes to makeup, you have to take it with like a grain of salt, and you have to realize that you're not quite getting the full picture. It's almost like a mask. You know what I mean?
it's a facade.
But
It's not really you.
I also get it, you know, because it's like, well, girls will say that when they're dating, they'll put on makeup to so that they'll attract the opposite sex. Just in the same way that men will like alter their personality. You know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck. I'm just myself, dude. Honestly.
I don't give a fuck. I
Yeah,
know, me
literally.
too. I feel that way. I don't really, at least anymore, go out of my way to try to talk to a girl. Honestly, most of my relationships as of late, they happen like organically.
Yeah, it just comes to you naturally, dude.
Like,
You
cause
don't
I
need.
found that girls that I've gone out of my way to talk to, it usually doesn't work out the way I wish it does. But usually relationships that happen organically feel more meaningful. Forget even just like actual like the person you're with. I mean like your friendships. Same thing. I feel like friendships that happen organically feel
A lot better,
yeah.
a lot more real. Here's the thing. People need to realize that things do not need to be forced. Like they don't need to actively go out and fucking seek out for any friendship or just any kind of relationship in general.
Yeah. Keep going
Um,
keep going. I gotta go pee again. I'll be right back.
damn, bro, Jesus. Okay. Um, personally, all my friendships, well, the ones that I had and still have like come to me. I didn't really go out and actively was like, "Yo, I need friends, like I need people to talk to whatsoever." No, I mean, at that point, you're just kind of desperate, and the same thing applies for relationships. Whenever you're looking for a partner, my girlfriend, for example, I didn't go out like just like whatever. Like I didn't go out looking for her. It just came naturally to both of us. Like we were just talking because we were in the same class and we were just talking, chilling. We just added each other's contacts, and it just came to the point where we just, spoke, and shit happens. Um, people need to, at least in my opinion, people need to stop with the whole like, oh, bro, I don't have anybody, and because I don't have anybody, I need to go out and look for somebody. You really don't. Just chill out, bro or girl. Like chill out, take it easy.
Dude, I
Like
think
it's gonna
it's
it would
just
eventually
focus on
happen.
you. Focus on
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Literally focus on yourself. That's the key to maintaining yourself
Look,
healthy
and
in
I don't mean
terms
to
of
sound like a hypocrite. Like I know how it feels. You know, it's shitty. Waiting fucking sucks. You know, but I really do mean it. That focus on yourself, work on yourself, and things will fall into place.
exactly.
Figure out who you are. Don't try to force yourself to belong somewhere that's not you.
Yeah.
Don't be someone
That's
you're not. Because even if you're able to fake it or put on that facade, you're not going to be happy.
and even
Figure
then
out
it's only gonna work so far at some
figure out
point.
who you are and forget what everybody else says. It only matters as long okay, and I'm saying this is with the grain of salt as long as you're within the legal construct, focus on yourself. Everybody else's opinion doesn't matter. Just do what makes you
Very,
happy.
very true.
And then like I said, everything will fall into place. Everything will be more meaningful when it comes along. Now, there might be a time. I'm not saying there will be because it comes from person to person and everybody's experiences and events happen differently, but there might come a period of time where you just feel drawn to someone. Like it feels like that could be the one. Go talk to them. Even if it's not, it'll be a good experience to learn. I'm not saying don't go out and meet new people, don't go out and try new things, don't talk to new people. I mean, still do that, but don't try to force yourself into a
Don't force
situation.
yourself.
Do things that you want to do. Don't do things because you think that's what other people would be doing. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. That's just how I haven't always felt this way, and it's definitely something that I've started to feel as I got older. Cause you get to a point where I feel like you're so preoccupied with your life, where where you get to a point where what everybody else is doing stops mattering. You just
Of
need to
course.
you learn to just focus on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you have
Exactly.
friends, still check in on them. Don't forget them. Still check in on your family. But you have to learn to prioritize yourself, to give yourself the attention that
Always.
you need.
Always. You always come first.
True that. Um,
Unless you have children. That in that case, first
and
your
the kids,
children, then
then
yourself.
exactly. Um, so I don't know if you saw on the topics doc that we have where I put uh I wanted to talk about the fact that I really respect Nicolas Cage, and the reason I'm saying that is because he has like a really long list. So I'm actually pulling up his IMDb right now, and I'll show it to you
Bro,
guys right
hands
now.
down, Ghost Rider is his best film.
I don't think so. I think personally,
I'm
I
joking,
think
dude.
Face Off is his favorite, his best film,
I'm joking, dude. That's
and
like
it
literally
looks
one
like
of
he's in a Joe Exotic project, the TV miniseries. But the thing is,
yo,
I
which one's the movie with the bees, dude? Not the bees.
which one?
Which one it's the one with the bees, bro, where he's pinned down and they're putting a nest over him and they're pouring bees like down on him and he starts fucking getting stung by the bees. It's a meme. I don't know from what movie it is, but I think it's hilarious as fuck. That hands down, because of that, he needs to hands down win an Oscar, dude. Honestly.
Well, here's the thing, right? I think he had like a really good like period of time where he was making like really good movies. But something that I appreciate him about him is that he won't only go for like the big blockbuster movies. He'll
He
do
goes for anything.
he does like really anything. And a lot of the times like I can see a movie and be like, "Yo, this movie kind of sucks." But I could see that filming this would probably be fun. And he's still getting paid. You know, obviously, he's Nick Cage. Like, look at the Willy's Wonderland movie. I don't know how well, like 5.5. You know,
Dude,
it's
that shit looks
essentially like a,
whack.
it's essentially a fucking Five Nights at Freddy
It looks
movie.
whimsical as fuck, dude.
Like, but the thing is, like, being who he is, he still does these movies, and people are like, oh, it's just Nick Cage being Nick Cage. You know, he
Nicholas
makes
being
good movies
Nicholas,
and bad.
bro.
He makes fucking good movies. He makes bad movies, and people just accept it. Like, like for example, he's in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and then he's in fucking Teen Titans Go, and then out of nowhere, he's in some fucking jujitsu movie. I don't know who the fuck he's playing. I've never
Pog.
heard of this movie. You
Dude,
know,
I don't. Yeah, I don't really watch movies, so.
look, 2.9. Like this man will do everything. I kind of respect that, dude. You know, because he's not like he doesn't care about being the most relevant person. He does it because I
Whatever
think he
floats
does
his
it because
boat.
he thinks it's fun,
Yeah.
because he enjoys it, and obviously he gets paid. Obviously,
I mean, it's just whatever floats his boat, you know?
definitely.
And that's good. I mean, you do what you do, and if you're happy, you
But
shouldn't really
yeah,
give a fuck what others really
for
think
real,
about you.
and like going back
Honestly.
to what we were saying, like I mean, obviously from what I've heard, he spends money on stupid things. But it's his money.
Like
You know, it
what,
doesn't
dude?
matter. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Uh, things
I
that
mean, it's his money, yeah, but I'm just kind of curious what he fucking spends his money on.
so he has 2 islands in the Bahamas,
Pog, dude.
a bunch of luxury yachts, the Shah of Iran's Lamborghini, exotic cars and motorcycles, a famous haunted house, shrunken pygmy heads, a pyramid tombstone. He has the first. He has 2 albino king cobras.
Bro, that's just like some rich people shit. What the fuck?
He has the 67 million-year-old Tarbosaurus skull that
That's kind of cool.
he outbid Leonardo DiCaprio to buy.
Yeah, that's kind of
Um,
cool.
what else does he have?
Having an actual fossil in your fucking like crib, dude.
Oh, so he owns actually the house. Have you ever seen American Horror Story?
You're asking the wrong person, dude. No.
Okay, so there is one of the series called American Horror Story Coven. I think it's about witches. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. So if I'm
I
wrong,
think
don't
I've seen
persecute me.
like some ads about it. Isn't it like the third season, something like that?
I think so, but he belong. The house supposedly belonged to a
To
serial
him?
killer named Madame LaLaurie, who was the inspiration for Kathy Bates in American Horror Story Coven. It says that in the house that Madame LaLaurie would kill and torture slaves in the 1800s. Legend says it's haunted. So he has that mirror pyramid tombstone I was telling you. It's located in New Orleans. It's a 9 foot tall pyramid tombstone. It's engraved with Omni Ob Uno, which is Latin for everything from one. He has the first Superman comic book.
That's sick. Nice. A
He has a
crocodile,
crocodile,
dude. Holy shit.
a shark, an
Damn.
octopus. Like
Damn.
it says here, supposedly his house is like a zoo. He has a private jet, 15 estate homes, dude.
Dude, this motherfucker's balling, dude.
2 European castles. He has rare all art. He has almost like 50 extremely expensive works of art. High-end luxury.
Dude, this guy's balling, bro. Like, actually,
I
that's
mean, it seems
insane.
that he had to foreclose on a lot of his properties, and he got countersued by his money manager or whatever. But he sold his. So the first
He
Superman
sold?
comics is the Action Comics #1, and he sold it for $2.6 million, which is a
Damn.
crazy amount for a comic book, no matter how
For a
you see it.
fucking sheet of paper, dude. Fuck. Fucking
I mean,
paper
just goes to
that
show,
cost
dude.
2.6 million, dude. That's
Collectors take
crazy.
their things very serious, you know.
Oh, I know that, dude. You don't have to fucking tell me twice. I know. I know some collectors myself. Some collectors.
It is crazy, to be honest.
That's fucking wild, dude. That's wild as fuck. 8.6 mil.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, so my mother used to have a lot of VHS tapes of like all these different movies, right? And one of those tapes was Fantasia or Fantasia, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I
Hmm.
think it was the first one, or was it the year 2001? I don't remember which one it was, but it turns out that one of those was going for like, how much was it again? I think it was like grand or something, or something like that. It was like some fucking crazy number, and I was like, dude, like, didn't we have that fucking VHS tape? And my mom was like, "Oh yeah, we did. Why?" And I was like, "Dude, that shit was going for like $1,000 on eBay." Yeah, it was on eBay actually. Yeah, I forgot which one it was, but some fucking Fantasia was going for like $1,000, probably more. I think it was like 10K, something like that. It was some crazy amount of money. Um, and I was like, "Damn, dude." But the thing about collectibles is that we cannot base off their prices on like what people want, or to base it off on like, oh, like retail price, whatever the fuck. But um I think retail, when it comes down to like auctions, I don't know the actual like term, but that's how
Well,
they really
it's
base
like with
off.
art, right? So if
Yeah,
you
so
go to
like
an art
if a
gallery,
piece
art
if a
is worth
piece
as much as someone is willing to pay for it.
yeah. So like if a piece of art really goes for like 10 grand and somebody's selling it for like 100 grand, you know, it kind of depends.
So I don't know if you can see my screen right now.
Yes, yeah.
So I will show you guys too. A few years back, I went to a comic book store. I had there was a small period of time where I was trying to get into collecting some comic books, at least in units, and
Damn, bro.
it ended up being way too expensive because there's way too many comics that I wanted to buy. And unbeknownst to me, when this comic originally came out, it was the first appearance of the first Asian Spider-Man, known as Silk. I didn't know this. I just wanted to read the story. Whatever. I went looking for the regular cover, and unfortunately, so I went to the comic book store. The guy insisted that he had it. You know, the comic was like what, like $4 when it came out. Yeah, $4. He insisted that he had it. He didn't. He did, however, have a variant for it. It was like a 1 in 10 variant or something like that. And he felt so bad that he didn't have the comic that he, instead of selling it to me for what he would have regularly sold it, which is $20, he sold it to me for $4. This is that. Oh, hold on. This is the comic book. This is what it's priced at. That being said, obviously this is for a good condition 9.8. I have it in the pack. I have not had it graded yet. However, I've stored it pretty well. It still has the tape on it from when I originally bought it. I have not opened this once. So I'm thinking I can get a pretty good rank, grading for it. And
Once you get a fucking 5, dude.
a 5, dude. I mean, the thing is, it doesn't have any bends, nothing. It hasn't really even been exposed to anything. So,
I mean, you haven't opened it yet, though. What if it has like a
that being
misprint or
said,
the fuck?
even if I got like a lower grading, like, I mean, I bought this comic for $4. That's like an 100%, like, no, 1,000% fucking
Profit?
profit. I mean, granted,
Well,
I'm not gonna sell
more
it.
more than that, obviously,
I'm not
but
gonna sell it because I love Spider-Man and I like to hold on to this, but it's always been something that I've kind of been proud of. Like, oh look, I got lucky when it came to this one thing because it's not very often that I get lucky.
that's fair. I get that. I used to do the same shit where I'm like, oh, dude, look, I have something that you don't have, and it's rare. How do you feel? Oh, you feel mad? You're molding?
Are you mad?
Yeah, I don't care, cause I got it.
You're so tough, dude. Oh my god, dude. Look
I
at you.
know.
You're
Okay,
so
so
tough.
also, okay, this reminds me, dude. So like, there was this one day where I was playing, I was playing Fortnite, and I was
Of
wearing,
course.
I was using the Black Knight skin from season 2 uh with the Renegade pickaxe, and somebody was like, "Oh, bro, like what the fuck?" Like
Wait, hold on. By
he
the
was
way,
somewhat
guys, I know what you said does not make any. What he said just makes absolutely
no
no sense to
sense.
you guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm along there with you. I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. That being said, go on.
So I don't know why, but for some fucking reason, this kid was so fucking pissed. Like he was like, "Oh, bro, like what the fuck? You have Black Knight? Nah, you bought that account." And for some fucking reason, people always assume that whenever you have something rare, like genuinely rare, that you bought it secondhandedly. And I was like, "No, dude, I've been fucking playing since fucking forever." And the kid was like, "Oh no, dude, no, prove it, blah blah." But yeah, that just kind of made me be like, "Oh, so you're pissed because I have this and you don't have it." And then I started to fucking rub it in the fucking kid's face, and he ended up just leaving the fucking party. Anyway, so yeah, because what I was saying is, was that since I had a rare skin or costume, if you want to call it that, and I had a rare pickaxe, which is a tool that you use in Fortnite to just fucking gather materials. Um, People will get mad at me for some reason, and like I previously said, if I know something's gonna offend you, um, and there's really nothing wrong with it, I'm still gonna fucking do it, and I get fucking delighted up from that. I get fucking happy. Well, not really happy. I just, well, I guess yeah, happy because I started laughing. So, um,
Dude, you're a
yeah,
sociopath, man.
dude, I'm toxic as fuck, dude. Don't give a fuck. Honestly, man, if people are gonna be bitches with me, I'm gonna be a bitch with them. I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I've gone way too far, like being nice and people fucking shit on me, dude. I think it's really unfair, and I think it's time for me to be a fucking cunt with people when it's necessary, obviously, not the whole time. Because
I
at
agree.
the end of the day, at the end of the day, if you're just gonna be a fucking mean like piece of shit with everybody, people are not gonna like you. Um, I think it's fine to be a dick with somebody only if that person is a fucking scumbag, especially towards you or even anybody else, dude. Because I know I've been in situations where somebody's being a fucking bully, and I'm just like the biggest fucking dick with the guy being a bully, and I just I find it very satisfactory how these bullies end up getting fucking butthurt and then they just throw tantrums. Um, But yeah, like I previously said, just be a dick whenever it's necessary. Learn when to say no. Learn to um basically just learn to not let people take advantage of you. Cause honestly, that shit fucking sucks. And that's kind of why I isolated myself from a lot of people, and I only stuck with a selective amount of peeps, including this guy, this weirdo Pablo, because I had so many people who were really there just to take something from me. They weren't really my friends. They were just there to get. They were there to obtain something from me, rather than just being a genuine friend. But yeah, there's that. So, are you gonna start a comic book or no?
Probably not.
Dude, sell
I
it.
wanna hold on to it. That being
Dude,
said,
sell it.
we're at an hour and 12 minutes, and I fucking gotta pee all the time when I drink. I fucking understand
Dude,
this,
for
but
real.
it does happen. So I think this is it for today. Thank you guys a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys, I guess, learned something. Today wasn't really so much on the comedy side. It's just really us expressing our opinions.
Yeah,
And I mean,
this was more on
honestly,
yeah,
just know that, like, even though these are our opinions, we understand that you guys are entitled to your own. We're not trying to
of
force
course.
anything onto you. We're just expressing and having like friendly discourse among friends. That being said, if you like the podcast, if you're on any of this, you know, Spotify or iTunes, please go ahead and hit us with that 5 star. Leave a review. It'll help us grow. If you're on YouTube, give us a little thumbs up, leave us a comment, subscribe, and go ahead and follow us on our social media. They'll be linked down in the comments section below. Also, we have our Discord channel, Discord server down there, where you guys will have a chance. Right now, it's not too poppin' yet,
Not
so
yet.
we're on here whenever we can. So it'll give you guys an opportunity to interact with us. If you have any questions that you want to ask us, you can go ahead and put them there, and we can make sure to answer them next time. That being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good one. Peace.
Take it easy, guys.